girl Tara Crush back with another review, and this time it is for Sistas on BET. If you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you so very much. And hey, let me tell y'all, last week I did my review on time, but I don't know why YouTube did not upload my video until the next morning. I was so upset. Because it just takes forever and ever and ever. And I don't know if it's my connection. I don't know if it's YouTube hating on the queen because it had been a minute or whatever. But I don't appreciate that. And yeah, so I'm hoping that tonight it doesn't take that long. So if y'all don't see it till in the morning, it's YouTube. It's not me. It's not me. I'm not doing it. It's not me. Okay? All right. Okay, so this episode was a little bit better than last week, but it's still, I don't know where they're gonna go from here. I don't know how they're gonna pick this thing up. But I'll tell you what, there was a scene that really got me going. And you'll know when I get to that scene, cause oh, woo, baby. And I know y'all know which one I'm talking about too, but I ain't gonna go there yet. Gary all up at the police station talking about Andy needs to be questioned because he believes that she's the last one to talk to his woman. You're a liar. You're the last one to talk to her because you're the one that killed her. You're the one that made her fall on her belly and made all the blood appear and stuff. So yeah, Gary, you're not telling the truth. Why don't you tell the truth? He's not going to tell the truth. So of course, he's pointing the finger at Andy. Andy comes in with Jordan. Jordan and Andy are there to report Penelope missing. And Gary's there, you know, pretty much pointing the finger at Andy. And it's sickening. And, you know, Gary's playing this whole distraught fiance. Where's my pregnant fiance? I really miss her. Where she is. And she's... Oh my goodness, I would have had him in his milk dud head. I'm not even gonna hold you. I would have had the bacon. Yes, I would have had to do. And then you're going straight to jail because you hit him. That's assault. And you know he's gonna file charges. So yeah, in my mind I would have hit him, but I probably wouldn't have done it in real life. But Andy's standing there with Jordan or whatever, trying to console him while Gary's, you know, acting a fool. And then we see the police officer that Gary was talking to say something to the other officer, and that officer walks up to Andy and tells Andy that he wants to question her and have a discussion. She's like, about what? And he was like, no, trust me, it's nothing like that. I just want to ask you some questions, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, okay, when she convinces Jordan to leave. And this is how I know Andy is not a very good attorney. She can't be, like, how you put yourself in a trick bag? Like, clearly they're all in on this together. Why you would believe anything coming out of that precinct, I have no idea. But clearly Gary has these people in his pocket, and you're a dummy if you think that these people are really gonna have you tell them or help them to take Gary down, and that's their people. Don't be so foolish. Don't be so stupid, Andy. But I know, honey, you really can't help it. That's just who you are. And so basically the cop is basically saying that he is a special agent with the FBI, and they're building the case against Gary, and they need her help. Basically, they want her to help them take Gary down, and, you know, in exchange, you know, it may, you know, clear her name. Because he's basically saying that if you don't, then it's going to be pretty hard to separate the two of you, because we know that he bought your apartment with illegal funds. How you know that? Because you ain't no real FBI agent. You probably just a low-level police detective, and you're basically in his pocket, so you helped him do it. That's how you know. You ain't with no FBI. I don't believe it, because the FBI just don't be roaming around police precincts like that. That just doesn't happen. Didn't happen. I ain't believing it. So, next. But of course, Andy, she's dumb. She's going to believe, oh my goodness, they're going to help me. Yay. I've got a way out. These people, they're going to make sure nothing, girl, they're going to make sure that you incriminate yourself so that they can pin everything on you with your dumb self. Don't say nothing. What did you learn in law school? What do you tell your clients? Like, seriously. We did see Gary go outside and talk to his partner, and he gives him instructions to make sure he does what he told him to do. and you know, they talking in code. Well, it's already underway, blah blah blah. Well, if I don't like what she does, and I promise you I'll make her pay. So I guess they saying they about to do something to Andy. Cause something, I feel like Penelope is already gone. I don't feel like they're talking about her. So the only other person really would be Andy or Fatima. But I'm thinking it's probably going to be Andy, but could be Fatima. We don't know. So we see Fatima and Zach talking. And I don't know what it is about this situation. It's just not rubbing me right. Okay, so Fatima's telling him that the twins are a package deal, and I get that. But financially, why are they a package deal? I don't understand. And I guess I guess I'm on the fence on all of it, because if it's me and it's real life, and my dude, before he was actually my dude, got some chick, his ex-girlfriend, pregnant, and someone else got her pregnant at the same time, I don't know that I would want him bringing both twins. But then again, you can't really separate twins like that. So I don't know. That's a very sticky situation. And I guess it would have to be that he would have to, I don't know, he would have to get both, but both of them babies ain't gonna be his. So I don't understand how he got to have both. And why everybody's making it like that's what's normal, when normally you just don't have a set of twins with two baby daddies. That's what's normal. You ain't, because if it's two kids, if a woman has two kids by two different men, that second one is not obligated to do for the first one, and the first one ain't obligated to do for the second one. So why it should be for these twins, I don't know. But that's just weird, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about Fatima really pressing that they're a package deal. I don't understand why she's got, because she was so at first she was about, well, how many kids are you trying to take care of? Like, she didn't understand if she was, like, it's almost like she agreed with where he is right now, but now he's right there and she's not. So it was just odd and weird to me. But yeah, I guess for the moment that, I guess they want to try to make, I don't know, it's weird, but Fatima wants him to take care of both kids even though they both ain't his. And I guess if that's what they want, then that's what they should have, but I don't agree with it. And so Fatima told him, don't go to Karen talking about, you know, your baby or whatever, because she ain't gonna want to hear that. And he was like, and Zach was like, well, you know, she gonna have to hear it, because, you know, it is what it is. And she was like, all right, you gonna learn. She said, you really need to talk to Aaron so that y'all can co-parent. And he was like, I don't need to talk to him about nothing. So, you know, Zach, he just really needs to grow all the way up. Like, I'm just so sick of Zach acting like a child. Like, acting like he can't deal with any adult situation. He's got to act like a child throughout it all. And I'm sick of it. Like, very sick of it. Like, very sick of the fact that you was having sex with all these women, but this is how you really act. Bro, pull it together. I need you to pull it together. How did you even get Fatima? That's the question. That's the question we should all be asking. How did Zach get Fatima? She must be codependent and must really like taking care of people, because he definitely needed her to take care of him. But I do remember her building him up, and that's why I think we fell in love with them, because we could see ourselves in that situation, a lot of us. Okay, so Fatima was talking to Andy about her morning, and, you know, Andy was telling her about Gary and how Gary was trying to point the finger at her on Penelope's disappearance. And, you know, they pretty much deduced that something's going to have to happen to Gary. Like, they got to do something about Gary. And I agree. I'm sick of Gary. Y'all sick of Gary's milk dud head ass? I'm sick of Gary's milk dud head ass. I am sick of him. And, yeah, so they were talking, and Fatima said she was stressed. It was a lot going on. She didn't really want to tell Andy, but she wound up telling Andy about the babies having different daddies. And so Andy was like, is that even possible? And she was like, yes, it's very rare. Like 1% of 25%. So you take the 25% chance and then take 1% of that. So it's like, oh, it's a very slim chance, right? Yeah. So, but it is what it is. That's their life. And, and she's just trying to navigate it, trying to figure it all out, wrap it all around her brain or whatever. And we'll just see how everything chalks up. But we already saw how the talk went with Zach and Karen, and it didn't go well. Zach was very immature when he called Karen, talking about his one baby, and she let him know her babies are not going to be raised separately. And he was like, well, I don't see what the problem is. I take care of mine, the red take care of his, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I kind of, like I said, I get both sides. But again, Zach needs to grow up. He needs to grow up immediately, because it's unattractive. And it's throwing the whole character off. Please allow him to mature just a wee bit. Thanks. And we saw Pam talking about Trey to Karen. And Karen flat out said, she's not interested in Trey. And Pam was like, I don't understand why. He's fine. He's this, he's that. And what I would like to see, and this would be a nice little twist to the little storyline writers, I would love to see, Pam go after Trey. Since Karen has made it clear that she was not interested in him, that she's pregnant and whatnot, that she ain't interested, then I want to see Pam get her a good man. And I think that would be, I think that would be solid. We also saw Aaron came by the shop to check on Karen and found out, and then Karen wound up finding out that Aaron invested in Pam's business. And she's like, excuse me, you invested in a, well, when was you gonna tell me? Girl, it's none of your business. Why you mad? You didn't, first of all, you don't want Aaron. Second of all, she ain't asked you for no money. Third of all, they really ain't none of your business, because at the point that he actually invested, you had told him to go on about his life. And that's exactly what he did. And he got a right to put his money wherever he wants to. And he saw something in Pam's vision, and Pam appreciated it and was able to, he backed her business a little bit. So, but I can understand why Karen felt the way, but she really ain't got nothing to say. It's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can do, because just like Zach, you discarded him. You can't really say what he do afterwards. Okay? All right. And just because he baby daddy now don't mean that you can, say nothing now. It really don't. And let's see. Yeah, I already said that Zach needs to grow up and at least show us that he got a fiance. Like, stop making it all about Karen. Because when he's playing basketball and Aaron comes up, to talk to him about co-parenting, he's just being a child. He's being an adolescent. And I'm over it. I'm like so over him acting like this. And I know Aaron is over him acting like this. And I know Karen is over him like, well, Karen probably don't care as long as he's acting any type of way. She's probably happy. But I know Fatima is sick of it. And I just really feel like he's just really beat down this character to accept Zach, but she deserves so much more. Fatima deserves way better than Zach. Zach doesn't even protect her feelings and her interests with the way he handles Karen. So I just really feel like Zach doesn't deserve Fatima, but Fatima's ride or die for this dude for whatever reason. And I'm going to have to back her, but I really don't like it. I really would like to see her go off and do something different. And let him take care of his own kids. Yeah. Why he's so excited about kids. He's so excited because he got a good woman by his side. Would he be so excited if he didn't have a good woman by his side? Probably not. Probably not. And then we see Trey actually come to take Karen out, and she flat out told him no. And so I feel like everybody understands that Trey is attractive or whatever, and Pam has made it clear that she finds him attractive. I feel like that's his time to go ahead and holler at Pam. And I don't feel like Karen can say anything if he does. And that's what I would love to see happen, because then that's gonna challenge their friendship. And then Pam really needs to look at the friendship like, is this really a friendship? Like, are you really my friend, or do I just be there for you and you just be taking me for granted? Because you gonna say, Karen gonna say, all I do and don't get nothing in return. Girl, if you don't shut up, girl, you don't do nothing for nobody but yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then the scene that really got me going, like I was literally cussing at the TV because I know good and doggone well this man didn't come in this doggone apartment talking crap to Danny about what his daughter done stole out of her house. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, I know you didn't come in here talking about these doggone handcuffs, my fuzzy handcuffs that your daughter snuck in her pocket. Why did she have them in her pocket, sir? Because she was meddling in my stuff, because your child has no home training. Why would you bring that scavenger over my house and then question me because she decides to steal out of my house? Your questions are for your daughter, they are not for me. Because first of all, I didn't want to keep your kids. If you recall, you forced them on me. I tried to walk all the way around and Mr. Tony, but no, Mr. Tony, you just insisted on bringing these grown kids over here to bother me in my place of peace. This is my place of peace. I don't need little scavengers all up and through my house, meddling in my drawers, asking me questions. So yes, I'm going to direct her to her daddy because he's the one that has to talk about sex stuff to her, not me. And I don't know how to explain fuzzy handcuffs. Don't come here talking about do your job, do the favor. Excuse me. How about you get her mama to do it the next time? Tell her to come back from her bingo excursion and she can keep her own doggone kids. Or better yet, how about you just leave them at home because they're old enough to keep themselves? Tony, like who do you think you fooling, bro? Like I don't know what you think this is, but you got life messed up. And I felt like Danny was very calm for long enough before she put him out. And I was so happy that she put him out because honey, he ain't all that. He ain't all that. And And with them kids, he ain't none of that. Like, deal breaker. Like, I don't mind a man having kids. But if your children are disrespectful, rude, unruly, undisciplined, And the biggest problem with Tony's kids is he don't see it. He don't see nothing wrong. You're the adult. What does that mean? You're the adult when I'm not around. So what are you doing with these kids to where they can come over my house and feel like this is the way they are to conduct themselves? Because when I was growing up, I couldn't go over my mama's people's house acting any kind of way because there was going to be hell to pay when I got home. Come talking about you was the adult. She stole my handcuffs. Thank you for getting them back from me. I told her to ask you because that's who she needed to ask. What was I going to tell her? Boy, that doggone. Listen. That doggone Tony had me. I was like, Look who out there rabbit ass man. Tony done lost his man. So I was like, I was just so happy that Danny did what she needed to do. And she saw that. But and she put him out. I really do appreciate that. And then we did see Zach talking to Fatima about the kids. And Fatima tells him, because he had asked her about finding an attorney to see about getting his money out of Gary. She finds out after talking with an attorney that the language in the agreement says that Gary can keep the money as long as he wants and doesn't have to give it back. So, you know, Zach is pretty much up a creek to get his money back from Gary. And I don't know exactly how much he invested with Gary. But that was just dumb in the first place. You didn't really like the dude, so why would you give him his money? But remember, that never really happened because we never saw him give money to Gary. We never saw that. So we have to remember that part. Now, Gary's friend, yes, but not Gary. So I don't understand how Gary even got his money, but he's got his money. He's going to keep it. And it was funny because Zach kind of hinted at, you know, Fatima getting Madam involved. He said, well, you know, I ain't trying to say you should call your cousin or nothing, but, you know. And I think Fatima might do it because, you know, Gary's pretty much out of hand at this point, and something needs to happen to him. Something absolutely needs to happen to him. And so I think she will I think she will call Madam, and we'll see Madam on the show again in a few episodes. I think that's gonna happen. One funny thing that I thought happened was when Danny had Sabrina over and played charades with her until she figured out what it is. Because, you know, Danny can't hold water, but she didn't come out and say it. She made her play charades, but, you know, Sabrina figured out that Karen's got 2 baby daddies. So now everybody knows, because Fatima shared it with Andy and Danny shared it with Sabrina. There was no one else to tell, so the cast knows now. So, but Karen don't know that everybody knows that part. And we did see Jordan, you know, sitting in a car talking to Andy at the end. And then we saw Gary get in the car being disrespectful, talking about, is that my ex, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. So he ain't about to kill Jordan or nothing, but I think he's about to do some, his own little lightweight damage, you know, is what I feel like he's going to try to do, as far as smearing Andy and making Andy look like she had something to do with Penelope's disappearance, which is utterly ridiculous. But Jordan at this point don't know what to believe because his sister's missing, and I don't blame him. And Andy was very covert with a lot of the information that she knew about Gary and didn't tell him. And so I wouldn't know what to believe either. But yeah, this episode was slightly better than last week, but I hope it picks up some more, so that this thing can get interesting again. Right now, it's kind of, but at least we didn't have to see Rich, right? I'm happy about that. That boy gets on my nerves. I'm just being honest. Okay, so if you haven't already, please hit my subscribe button down at the bottom. Thank you. And if you are not the subscribing type, you know what? You got to the end of this video, and that's more than I can ask of anybody. So thank you so very much. And that is my $5.02. Peace.